This woman arrives in the American countryside for the first time. Margaret spots shops everywhere with names just like her assistants. She starts to wonder, has Andrew, her assistant for 3 years, been a hidden rich heir? The moment they arrive, Andrew changes. He tosses her heavy suitcase at her. He even throws her bag into the water. The story begins. Margaret is a top editor, sharp, cold, feared. Employees call her the witch. Andrew is her humble shadow. 3 years of obeying every order, no weekends, even missing his grandma's 90th birthday. The deputy editor mocks him as the tail. Margaret hates slackers. She fires the man on the spot.
You poisonous bitch!
She replies calmly, "You're lazy and cheating on your wife. Shouldn't I fire you?" She is ruthless, but her results keep her boss satisfied. Until one mistake, she forgets to renew her visa. Now she faces deportation. Her job will go to the deputy editor she just fired. At that moment, Andrew walks in. Margaret looks at him and blurts out, "We're getting married." Her boss doubts it. She insists, they're in love, just private. She even says they'll register soon. The boss, half convinced, agrees. News spreads fast. Everyone laughs at Andrew. Back in the office, he protests, "I'm not going to marry you." "Sure you are," Margaret says. "Bob will fire you the second I'm gone." Andrew knows it's true. Without her, he's finished. He gives in, only hoping the marriage ends once she gets her green card. At immigration, the officer sees through them. They act nothing like lovers. He warns, fake marriage means a fine and 5 years in jail. Andrew panics. Margaret stays calm. She says they'll visit Andrew's family this weekend. Announce the engagement at his grandma's 90th birthday. The officer gives them 1 week. Fake it, and you'll spend 5 years in prison. Andrew seizes the chance. 3 years of humiliation. Now he strikes back. He demands a promotion. Not just that. He forces Margaret to kneel and propose in public. For her green card, she swallows her pride.
Could you please put cherries on top, marry me?
They fly to Alaska. Margaret complains the whole way about poor relatives, tiny apartments, cheap living. Andrew just smirks. He's used to her sharp tongue. At the airport, Andrew's grandma and mom wait. Grandma beams with joy, meeting his girlfriend. She teases, "So you're the witch?" But her tone is warm, even loving. Margaret feels awkward. The car winds through mountains and lakes. They arrive at a small town. Margaret notices shops named after Andrew. Her suspicion grows, but when she sees the remote roads, she frowns. No luxury hotels. Where will she stay? Andrew's mom suggests their home. Margaret struggles and heals on the rough path. But the moment she sees the house, she freezes. The poor family lives in luxury. Andrew isn't ordinary, she is. That night, the family throws a feast. An elder says softly, "This is all for you." Margaret panics. If the truth comes out, it's over. She warns Andrew, say as little as possible. Then Andrew's father greets her. Behind the smile is contempt. He despises Andrew's job. Now, seeing his son bring the boss as a fiancé, he thinks Andrew is just trying to climb. Facing his father's shock, Andrew suddenly announces the engagement. The hall erupts in cheers. Relatives raise glasses, demanding a kiss. Andrew and Margaret exchange a quick peck, just for show. According to family tradition, engaged couples must share a room. They have no real feelings. Andrew takes the floor, giving Margaret the bed. 3 years together, but it's her first night sharing a room with a man. She feels uneasy. Next morning, Margaret gets a call from a client. The signal is weak. She steps outside, leaving the door open. The family dog slips out. A hungry eagle spots it. It swoops, distracting her, then snatches the dog. In panic, Margaret throws her phone, scaring the eagle into dropping the dog. She grabs it and continues the call, but the eagle dives back, this time stealing her phone. Desperate, Margaret holds up the dog, ready to trade. From afar, Grandma and Mom think she's playing sweetly with the dog. They see warmth, not coldness. Andrew knows better. The sharp-tongued Margaret would never act like that. He asks her. Sure enough, it was only because her phone got taken. Seeing her frantic, Andrew promises a new phone. He pulls her into his arms, but his wandering hands betray his thoughts.
If you touch my ass one more time, I will cut your balls off in your sleeve.
While Grandma takes Margaret into town, Andrew confronts his father. He hopes 3 years apart cooled the tension, but nothing changed. His father wants him to take over the family business before retiring. Andrew refuses. He dreams of being an editor, yet after 3 years in New York, he's still just an assistant. His father can't understand. The argument explodes. They part bitterly. Andrew vents on the boat by the dock. His mother knows. She questions her husband. "What did you do?" "I didn't do anything." That night, Margaret wants to ask Andrew about the fight, but he shuts down whenever it's about his father. What he doesn't know, father, is a word Margaret stopped having long ago. Margaret lost her parents early. To survive, she left for New York. Her career shines, but the emptiness never fades. She wears an icy mask, but when people call her the witch, she hides and cries. Moments later, she wipes her tears, puts on armor, and keeps fighting. Andrew listens in silence. He doesn't know if he should feel glad at her weakness or pity her pain, but he remembers her flinch during their kiss. A strange urge to protect her rises. That night, they become listeners to each other. Two distant hearts start to shift. Next morning, Margaret wakes up caring about her looks. Andrew's mother knocks. To keep up the act, she shakes Andrew awake. He climbs into bed. They fake intimacy. The disguise works. Then comes the shock. Her parents want the wedding tomorrow, at Grandma's 90th birthday. They panic. It was supposed to be just paperwork, but Grandma begs, "I want to see my grandson married before I die." They can't refuse. Afterward, Andrew worries. The lie will break his family's trust. Margaret stays calm. Please her first. We'll divorce in New York. She insists it won't last, not noticing her own heart already wavering. As the wedding nears, so does farewell. They buy a new phone. Margaret drifts in thought. Seeing Andrew chat with his ex, she feels jealous. She keeps telling herself, it's just a deal.
But her heart knows otherwise. She tries on Grandma's old wedding dress. Grandma beams, fastening a family necklace on her. It carries generations of love. May it bring you happiness. Margaret freezes. She can't accept it. The weight of guilt crushes her. She excuses herself, runs to the dock. Before Andrew reacts, she jumps on a boat. She speeds into the open sea. Surrounded by love, she feels only pain. The lie is too cruel. Her courage breaks. She nearly loses her mind. Andrew steers the boat, but a buoy appears ahead. To dodge it, Margaret is thrown into the sea. He shouts for her to grab the buoy, swings the boat, and pulls her out. He wraps her in his jacket, holding her tight. Back at the estate, his father rushes them to a shed.
An immigration officer has tracked them down. He exposes the sham marriage.
Confess and sign. You walk free. Otherwise, he goes to jail. She gets deported. Andrew stands firm. I've worked for Margaret 3 years. 6 months ago, we started dating. We fell in love. I proposed. She said yes. His words warm Margaret, but also cut her deep. She used him. She dragged his family into it. That night, she makes a choice. Morning in Alaska. Mountains echo with birdsong. Margaret walks down the aisle, bouquet in hand. Andrew waits. Grandma smiles. The vows begin. Margaret stops. She faces everyone. I'm Canadian. My visa expired. I forced Andrew to marry me. I blackmailed him to lie. Gasps fill the room. She shields Andrew, carries the blame, then walks away. Guests whisper. Family stares. The officer smirks. Only Andrew is broken. He wanted real love. Now she's gone. She leaves the dress and a letter, apology and promise of promotion. But Andrew never cared about the job. He wanted her. He runs to the dock, but his father blocks him. Then disaster strikes. Grandma collapses. She's rushed to a helicopter. In midair, she pulls off her mask, not dying, demanding, "Take him to the airport." Too late. Margaret's plane has already gone. To make up for years of harshness, his father gives him the jet. Andrew flies to New York. Margaret is packing, ready to quit her company. Andrew bursts in, no longer the timid assistant. He speaks from the heart. "Things changed when we kissed. When you told me about your tattoo. When you looked at me in that barn." Margaret feels the same. What started as a deal has grown into love, but she hides behind her armor, afraid to admit it. Until Andrew kisses her. The walls fall. She surrenders. Later, they go to immigration again. This time, they answer every question with ease. A sham marriage turned into real love. Steel met warmth. Pride met patience. Lies collapsed, but trust remained. The best love isn't calculated. It's daring to believe in the light in each other's eyes.